Hello, my fellow Kentuckians. My name is Wesley B. Vinson, and I'm a concerned voter here in Kentucky. As you probably already know, starting this coming May, us Kentuckians will start to decide on who we want to represent us Kentuckians as governor at Frankfort. In 2019, our current governor, Andy Beshear, got elected, and he made several promises to us Kentuckians. He said that he would up minimum wage just a bit. He said that he would stand for Kentucky families. He said that he would stand for our children's education. He said that he would help protect teachers' pensions. And now until today, I've noticed that Governor Andy Beshear has not kept any of his promises that he made in his 2019 campaign. Because the governor is a politician. Beshear doesn't stand for people in Kentucky. He only stands for himself, his work buddies, his family, and the rich politicians like Joe Biden at Washington, D.C. The governor is for the radical left Democratic Party that is trying to destroy our country and our nation. Trying to divide the middle class, trying to divide families across the United States. We are one nation under God, not government. In the years of 2020 and 21, Governor Andy Beshear used COVID-19 as an excuse to tell Kentuckians what to do. And in between those 2 years, Governor Beshear overpowered his authority on handling COVID-19. During COVID-19, the governor agreed to lock down Kentucky, the whole entire state, calling it a state of an emergency. After he locked down the state, he told us that we couldn't go out anywhere. We had to stay home. We couldn't go to church. We couldn't go out to eat. We couldn't go to the movie theater. We couldn't go shopping, especially without wearing masks. He even told us during, I think, that 2020 or 2021, during Thanksgiving, that we weren't allowed to have so many people at Thanksgiving gatherings, or they were going to send the police in those homes. That is so very wrong. And then he was also one of the governors, Governor Andy Beshear, was one of them that encouraged people to go down and tear down these historical statues, calling them racist. Andy Beshear overstepped his boundaries and authorities in many ways as governor. Because a governor like Andy Beshear is only in office for power and control. Which means that Andy Beshear needs to go. No governor has the authority to tell people what to do. They don't. Based on their political bias. Governor Andy Beshear's policies are way too liberal for Kentucky, and it was stated like that in 2019. And now Governor Andy Beshear is running for re-election for governor for next year. He filed his papers for re-election 2 days ago in a big red state. Andy Beshear is going to continue to make more promises to us to make it look good on him. Look at those promises he made in 2019. He's just now coming out saying that he's going to do that stuff because it's a re-election year. A person that makes promises and doesn't keep them, I personally claim them to be a dishonest person. A person that doesn't keep those promises is a dishonest person. Governor Beshear made promises he didn't keep. He is a dishonest politician, representing you in Frankfort as your governor. I believe that Kentucky needs a governor that will not only stand for Kentucky's values, but that will stand for the people here in Kentucky. It's about time that people have a little respect of a governor that will stand for the people. A governor who is pro-life. Someone who supports life here in Kentucky. A governor who will proudly support our law enforcement. That's very important. Our law enforcement. Our Second Amendment, our Constitution, and especially our veterans. These politicians in this country, they don't condemn. They don't talk. They don't mention. Even Veterans Day, they don't. None of them mention about our veterans. They don't show appreciation of our veterans. Our veterans are very important. I think it's the time to take Kentucky back out of the Kentucky Democratic Party to where there is no rioting and no crime. Back in 2020 and 2021, Andy Beshear did nothing. Governor Beshear did nothing to stop crime in the streets. He let it keep going. Kentucky doesn't need to become another Washington, D.C. That's my personal quote. Kentucky doesn't need to be a Washington, D.C. It is a Democrat-run state. People here in Kentucky can make their own decisions. People here in Kentucky can make their decisions for their own children. Government doesn't need to make decisions for their children. And children do not belong to government. They belong to their God-given parents. Kentucky needs a governor in Frankfort who will lead Kentuckians. As a Christian conservative voter and as a Kentuckian for 18 years, that's why I encourage you Kentuckians to vote Republican Kelly Craft to represent us in Frankfort as our next governor. Because we don't need a politician, another politician representing us in Frankfort. Politicians, they benefit for themselves. They don't do nothing for us Americans. You see that across the country in each state. Politicians, local, state, and federal, don't do nothing. We need somebody that will be a leader for us Kentuckians. I encourage you to vote Republican Kelly Craft to represent us in Frankfort as our next governor. Kelly Craft is a Christian conservative. She is the former United States ambassador appointed by President Trump. She is, in quote, unapologetic for being pro-life. She supports our veterans. She supports our Second Amendment and our Constitution. She supports our law enforcement as well. And she supports getting government out of the way of education. And she supports getting critical race theory, making sure it doesn't get put in education. And remind you, Beshear went and said he opposes to put critical race theory in Kentucky in your child's education. Do you really want that? And by the way, on election day, Beshear went and took $1.9 million out of Kentucky state funds and sent it to Arizona and every other state. I don't know how many. The Democratic Party took $1.9 million and took it to Arizona and other states on election day. Again, I believe that Kentucky needs a change, and I strongly really believe that us Kentuckians need to remove the corrupt politician that is governor right now, and that is Governor Andy Beshear. Because politicians are the country's problem. Kentuckians, I encourage you, let's work together to get rid of politicians like Andy Beshear. And I encourage you to help keep Kentucky's promise, and let's elect and vote Republican Kelly Craft. She's made promises. She understands Kentucky's issues. She's going to fix Kentucky. I really believe it. She's going to fix everything that Beshear's done. So I encourage you to elect Kelly Craft. Now, for more information, if you want to, you can go to kellycraft.com and you can look at her stuff on Twitter. And I got a couple of videos for you to watch. And she's also left a message for us Kentuckians. But I'm going to let you all watch listen to her 2 campaign videos. When I was a little girl, growing up on a farm in Barron County, I really thought my daddy made the sunrise. We would go downstairs and sit with my dad, and he would have his coffee, and Mom always sat up with him. Every morning, the truck started up, and my dad headed off to work before the day began. But it was when he came home, and we all gathered around the kitchen table, that I really learned that his life was built on a promise. From giving up my seat at the family table during supper, to a tired farmer that came home with my dad because his animal needed veterinary care, to working on our homework late at night. A promise that if you lived by your faith, worked hard, did right by your neighbor, here in Kentucky, anything is possible. Raised on those values from Happy Valley Elementary to the University of Kentucky to the boardroom
and all the way to the United Nations. People said I was just some small town girl, but my dad showed me that it's where I'm from that got me to where I am today. The answer is right here at kitchen tables across Kentucky. Principles and ideals rooted in faith and family. This campaign isn't about me. It's about all of us who still believe we can lead in education, teaching kids how to think, not what to think. Believe that hard work matters and government shouldn't get in the way of our success. I believe that here in Kentucky, our best days are ahead of us. My name is Kelly Craft, and I'm running for governor because we don't need another politician making more promises. We need a leader that is ready to keep one.
And here's another one. And again, you can go to kellycraft.com for more information to research this candidate.
In Glasgow, Kentucky. There is no other place I'd rather be to kick off this campaign. It is such an indescribable feeling to see so many of my friends, my teachers, and my family. And tonight, our movement begins. I'm a Christian, a conservative, and a proud Kentuckian. We have been hit by natural disasters and the Democrat-made disasters of lockdowns, inflation, crime, and drugs. But I'm here to tell you that is unacceptable. And as your governor, I will not stand for it. And I'm unapologetic about being pro-life, defending our veterans, and defending our Second Amendment. I will stand up and I will fight for you. I'll be
We need a governor like that.
And I'll bring the
You don't get those no more.
to the forefront of this campaign. It's time to bring strong conservative leadership back to Franklin. And our courage, our faith, our relentless optimism, our see the bright future of our country. It's time to restore the promise of Kentucky.
She even leaves a little message for Kentuckians. Dear Kentuckians, my name is Kelly Craft. I am running for governor of this great Commonwealth of Kentucky. I'm not looking for a job. I'm looking to get one done. There are tough decisions being made every day around kitchen tables in Kentucky. We're in rough times and people need help. Our state has been battled by storms. Our national politics are strained and angry. Our state, you've heard promises before, sweet words and no action. The language of politics have been abused and misused, which makes it so difficult to try and make an honest connection. I will seek to repair the connection between the people and their leadership, to give back to Kentucky a core of honesty and compassion. One thing I do know from my father, there is more wisdom, more kindness, and more of the pure flavor of humanity next door in your own neighbor, your grandmother, than in 20,000 pamphlets or declarations from a politician. I'm here to make an honest return on your trust. I'm running for the people of the state I love, the people with whom I've grown up, and to honor the parents who cared so much for me, show me what life is, taught me real values, loved me, and loved the state that worked throughout their lives. Ambition is not in my blood, not in the usual sense. I have a strong record of results-driven leadership. The happiest hour of my life is to know I have made so small or large difference to a person who is starting to think I'm not sure where I am anymore. To that person I will say, please let us meet, let us talk, let us recall the Kentucky we love and want to keep. Let us, in the fine Kentucky tradition, meet at that kitchen table. Yours, Kelly. That is her letter for us Kentuckians. She She's the only candidate that's come out and spoke of what she really stands for. She's the only one that fits for Kentucky values. And remember, for more information, go to kellycraft.com. Thank you for watching, and I encourage you to share this all over social media because time is going to fly, and the 2023 gubernatorial Kentucky election will be here any moment. And remember, we need to remove Beshear out of office. Thank you for watching.